Give us your vision about District 7.
My name's Brittany Pettersen, and I'm running for Congress in the 7th Congressional District. And the needs of the 7th District are making sure we're addressing rising costs for families, especially when we talk about young people. It's the first generation where our younger generation is less likely to have the opportunities from the previous generation, and that's failed policies at the national level. We need to make sure that college is affordable. We need to protect the rights of individuals to decide if and when they want to start a family. And we need to reinvest in leveling the playing field for regular people. And that means access to early childhood education, investing in our public schools, making sure that if you work hard and play by the rules, you have the opportunity to succeed. That's the American dream, and it's become further and further out of reach for far too many people. So my vision is that we actually build back, as Biden says, build back better, but reinvest in the next generation.
Let us know one bill that you want to introduce in Congress. One.
Oh, that's really hard. I have lots of bills. I think number one priority is protecting our democracy. These are bills that have already gone through the process. We need to pass them in the Senate, but that is absolutely essential. Making sure that we build off of what we've done in Colorado to protect reproductive health care here and bring those same protections at the national level. I think my unique qualifications and life experiences are in the behavioral health area. I took my experience fighting to save my mom's life, who struggled with a substance use disorder and opioid addiction for 30 years. And in my fight to save her life, I saw how absolutely decimated our system is. And so I have led here nationally in Colorado to increase access to treatment and recovery services. We can do so many things at the national level that will save thousands of lives. And I look forward to being that unique, bringing that unique perspective and championing those issues at the national level.
According with your view, what has been your main accomplishment as a local legislator? First in the House and then in the Senate.
My biggest accomplishments in the legislature, I would say, is bringing the strongest Equal Pay for Equal Work Act law in the country, which, addressing the systemic barriers that women and people of color face over our lifetime and continually being paid less than our white male counterparts for doing the same jobs. That's something I'm incredibly proud of, making sure that we also have access to secure to retirement plans. My generation is not offered these plans at work like previous generations, and so we provided a low-cost Roth IRA option for people. So when they're being onboarded when they're first starting on the job, they are able to actually invest in their future retirement. This is going to save our state billions of dollars in the long run, but also make sure that people are able to retire with dignity. I also have led on gun safety legislation and making sure that I brought the extreme risk protection order law to ensure that there's a pathway in place to relinquish somebody's weapon if they're a danger to themselves or others. That is absolutely essential, and we need to bring legislation like that at the national level, as well as closing background check loopholes and keeping guns out of the hands of people who are dangerous to themselves or others. I am very proud of what I've done to invest in scholarship programs and address workforce shortages around healthcare and education. But there's so much more that we need to be doing at the federal level to reinvest in these critical shortage areas.
What do you respond to those that accuse you of being soft in fentanyl, or you have a wrong approach on fentanyl?
Yeah, there's unfortunately just political rhetoric of desperate politicians trying to bring fear and misinformation around people who are struggling with addiction. We do not need to throw people in prison if they're struggling with addiction and have low possession of drugs. We need to make sure that they have access to treatment and recovery services, but making sure that we're actually going after the cartels and the drug traffickers. This is where we need to be holding people accountable who are exploiting our communities and making sure that we are not perpetuating, putting a felony on somebody's record for low-level possession of drugs, which makes it much less likely that they're able to live in recovery. They won't be able to get a job, to put a roof over their head. So it is unfortunately, for somebody like my mom, that is an absolute death sentence. She didn't need prison. She needed critical medical attention.
If you have your contender, Adlan, in front of you right now, what would you ask to him?
I don't know if I don't know what question I would ask, honestly. What I would tell him is that he's wildly out of step for this district, and if he wants a career in politics, he should go back to Texas. Sorry.
This is a really busy time, but if you have free time, how do you spend these few minutes or few hours that you have of free time?
The way that I spend my free time when I'm not working is being with my almost 3-year-old son. He is the highlight of my life and day, and of course with my husband as well. He grounds us. He brings joy to everything that we do, and I'm so lucky to have my little son Davis.
Pettersen like to cook?
So I actually am not the cook in the family. My husband is a very good cook, but I always remind him that means lots of dishes that I get stuck cleaning up with. But so my husband is the cook at our house.
But what dish do you like to eat?
Mm-hmm. My favorite food is anything that's spicy. I love spicy food, and I bring Tabasco sauce everywhere I travel.
Do you like the chile, the Pueblo chile?
I love Pueblo chilies. I love New Mexican chili. I love that in Colorado we have very good spicy food available most places.
Thank you, Brittany.